I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And you got here all over there.
Doggies are happy to see me.
Madam Clerk,
Really?
please call the roll.
Nikki Bender.
Here.
Mickey Martin.
Here.
Kathy Aldency.
Here.
Patrick Sellers.
Here.
And Ms. Sellers is absent.
Okay. The first order of business is the approval of minutes of the December 5th, 2016 Town Board regular meeting. Need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Motion by Bender, second by Aldency. Please take a look at the minutes.
This is only revised once, so it's getting better.
Oh, poor Barb. We have the bills, yeah.
Any questions on the minutes? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, carries. The next order of business is the approval of the bills payable. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Motion by Bender, second by Aldency. Please take a look at the bills payable.
I have one question.
Yes,
On the last page,
yes,
the NICA Senior Citizen Services, the Right Direction Program.
yes. We had a graduation dinner for our graduates, and
Oh.
they provided the meal for us.
Oh, okay, well, that was
Luncheon.
nice. That's the only thing I've got.
Any other questions on claims and demands? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bender.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Aldency.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. The next order of business is approval of ordinance 2016 TO02 tax levy. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved. Who's that?
Aldency.
Second.
Second by trustee Martin. Everyone has a copy? Have a copy of?
I left mine, it was sitting right on my desk when I had it. I'll just borrow it, give it back.
Okay. Let's see, this would be the levy.
Is there anything that is highlighted in here that we should know, Patrick?
Don't mark on it.
I won't have-
Well, yeah, our levy is down from from last year. We had $1,485,000 2016-17 levy. We are at $900,997.871 for 2017-2018 levy. So we're down.
That's good.
Is that due to our assessments?
Due to our assessments.
In other words, the amount of money available to us?
Yes. Yep. Yep. That would be.
So
the
we
reason.
had more money available to us last year than we did this year?
Apparently so. I mean, we asked for more last year.
The assessments, I think, went
Went
down,
down
did you
six-
tell us 2.6%?
Mhm.
6,620,000 down from last year.
So
How
that
much?
affected, that affected our levy?
6,620,000.
So you're saying because the assessments are down, it affected our levy? Okay. So that's almost,
What?
that's almost 500,000.
What is?
The difference.
What?
Yeah,
No, no.
That much.
No. It's $2,600 and
$2,600.
So if we have 1,485,000,
That was a 404.
1,000,045.
1,000,000,485.
oh, 1,000,000.
Zero.
I thought the
Zero.
same thing when I heard it out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah, when he said it.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 1,000,000,485.
Okay,
So.
gotcha. Makes much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that seemed like a lot. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any more questions on the levy? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bender.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Aldenseed. Motion passed.
I keep thinking you say sellers, you're thinking.
I know.
I'll catch up this time. Next order of business, approval of resolution 2016 TR17 holiday and meeting schedule. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Aldenseed?
Yep. Motion by Alden, second by
Second.
Bender.
Okay. We can do a voice vote on this, can't we?
We may have some discussion on this one.
I know, but when we
Mhm.
do. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to bring to the board, and I don't know if it can come under this resolution or not, but I think as board members, we should be allowed at least 2 missed meetings a year for vacations or for sick time. I don't think any of us have abused, some of us have abused it, we haven't abused it. And I just think that we should be allowed to have just 2 nights for either sickness or if you're on vacation. We don't have any other perks in this job, so this wouldn't hurt. In the past, it evidently wasn't a written rule, but we had gotten paid for a couple of nights.
We had passed an ordinance which you have to pass 180 days prior to election as setting forth the compensation level. So the question comes up in my mind is, what did we say when we passed that ordinance as to it? If we didn't say that in there, somebody could argue that you are increasing compensation during office and within the 180 days. So I would have to look. Did we pass that in September?
The raises?
Yeah,
No, I
the-
think it was October. I can go back and look in the book, but we just made it before the cut. I think the cutoff was sometime in November.
Depending on when the term of office starts, because I remember that for the city. Maybe please
Term
just
of
a
office
second.
starts what, May 1?
For the city, it's May 15th.
I think it's us too.
It's same for this.
It's the same for us.
So
We
we
did
can-
pass a specific ordinance.
Is it the
Okay.
15th or
Change it.
20th?
For the city, it's
We started on
the
20th.
15th. You started like the 19th, I
20th.
believe. when you
Yeah,
sworn in.
okay.
What is it, the second meeting in May?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't seem to have it in my book for some reason.
Was that an ordinance or resolution?
That,
would've
that,
been an ordinance.
that should have been an ordinance.
Mhm.
So the second,
Here it is, I found it.
You got it?
Yeah.
You found it, Bob.
It's ordinance, wait a minute, is that the same ordinance numbers we put on this one? We're gonna have to change the ordinance number for the tax levy. That's listed at 2016 TO02. And
This-
my ordinance for the compensation level we passed is 2016 TO02. So we'll change the tax levy to, just change it to 03.
It's supposed to be 3, the tax levy's supposed to be.
That's what it
It
is.
is 3.
The
When it
agenda
says in the
I
agenda,
have
it says
says 2.
You are
The
correct,
actual
but it
tax
is-
levy
it
says
actually reads
on
3.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
okay, it's just corrected, it needs to be
Okay.
And
corrected on.
it is the 02, that's what's here. Do you want to see it, Mike?
No, I
He's got it.
so would it be our second meeting in May, which is May 15th?
That's usually when it is, yes, ma'am. Let's see, with board approval, okay, I don't see anything in there that what you were just talking about, the ability to miss 2
No, I
meetings.
don't think there is anything in there.
Well, I mean, you can pass it if you want, but somebody might challenge it because they could view that as an increase in
Yeah,
compensation.
but didn't we throw in there that there's a certain amount of money you get irregardless of whether you go to a meeting or not?
Or the
And
per
then
diem.
each
Yeah, that's
meeting
The per diem,
then
yeah,
is an
that's always
additional
been-
$40 if you're present.
But
And
that's
if you're
always
not
been
present, then you just forfeit the 40.
there. Yeah, but that's always
But
been
what
there.
you were saying is that you'd like to see at least 2 of those $40 not forfeited for sickness or vacation.
No, to have full pay.
Uh-huh.
Which is $40.
For at least 2.
All right.
Well, we'll pass the deadline, Mike?
The trustee's salary is $20.60 per year. They receive a per diem when present at any board meeting in the amount of $40. Reimbursed for costs and expenses. With board approval, the above-named town officials and attends at town or board-approved and township-related seminars, functions, shall be paid a per diem of $80 per day, not to exceed $800 per fiscal year per elected town official. A separate budget line item will be, so there's, I don't see anything in here about a town trustee is allowed to miss up to 2 meetings and still receive pay for that.
No, there's not in there.
So what's the $80 if there is,
I
You
think
go
if you
to
go
a
like
seminar.
toy fun, of seminar, township officials of Illinois seminar, or some other township-related function that we host.
Yeah.
I guess you could also say the annual town meeting, I guess, I'm not sure if that's what
oh,
you,
interesting.
because that one, that,
That falls under there. They've always been paid for the annual town meeting.
in
But not
a,
$80.
at a town board
$40.
approved and township-related seminars/functions. So, but trustee Bundy's question about missing up to 2 meetings and still getting paid the per diem is not in the ordinance that was passed 108 days before.
And that's it.
If you ask for my legal opinion, I would say that if you gave them paid for meetings you don't attend, that would be an increase in compensation, and somebody could challenge it.
Go back to the old days.
So it's 4 years before it could change again.
That's right.
That's how I look at it. And my job is to give you advice. Your job is to decide what policies you're gonna accept. You don't always have to accept my advice.
That's what we pay you for.
So it's up
I
to the
don't mind
board.
being to be paid and ignored, that's okay.
That's such a pretty face. Okay, end the conversation. I tried.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, well, we were talking about,
The
Okay.
holiday and meeting schedule.
Yeah.
are there any more discussions on the holiday meeting schedule? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. The next order of business is the supervisor's report. I got quite a bit of stuff, so guys sit tight. First of all, I'm going to hand out the expenditure of the budget report. All right, you got a couple right there.
Thank you.
And as the board can see, on the last page,
Thank you, sir.
we are at 46% of our total budget as of right now. Now, while you guys are looking at this, I got some information that I want to share. One of our longest tenured clients, it's a husband and wife tandem. The same ones who thought that the township should purchase a 40-acre farm for them. Through our community work and training program, they have found a job. And they are very excited. And they said to me, and I quote, "We're going to buy a house and become taxpayers." I said, "Good for you."
Wonderful.
So they are going to be starting at the egg farm, Pearl Valley Egg.
Aren't they
Well,
doing
that's
something
good.
different with that now? They're not cage free?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know.
How
cleaning
long
everything out.
did it take him to get to that point? Longest tenured clerk?
Oh, yeah, one under my,
Yeah.
oh boy, I think it's been on, if I'm not mistaken, for 12 years. And between them both, we had expended $34,196.
That's a nice price
Both,
for.
what do you mean
house.
both?
Between the husband and wife tandem, we had expended that much money on both of them in assistance that we paid out for
But
them.
we don't, do we fund husband and wives?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're individual cases.
No kids.
No kids.
Yeah, they're individual cases.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But they came to you as individuals, they were not funded as a couple, they were funded as individuals?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
so one has a job? Does the
No,
other?
no, they both.
Both have jobs?
Yeah.
Both have jobs at the egg farm?
Yep, they're both working. So,
Well, that's a decent pay at the egg farm.
yes. Yes, it is.
It's better than Honeywell.
Yes, it is. It's a, and they were very excited about it, and I was very excited for them too.
Yeah, that's great.
What are their positions gonna be there?
I have no idea. I told them, I said, you're a lot braver than I am, because I'm afraid of birds, and they having 1 million chickens there. That's what they. That's
It'll be
it.
chicken sexers.
Oh, that's the worst place to work at Kent.
That's a legitimate job,
Oh, what?
chicken sexer.
What is that?
Oh, that determines the gender of the chicken.
That's something new. You
It's
learn
hard-
something new every day, huh?
Hard to do sometimes, it's not always easy.
Only
that-
Mike would know that.
That amount of pay has not been available in this community recently,
No, it
so, you know.
How much is the
That
pay?
is significant.
How much is the pay?
They are starting off at 10 something an hour.
Wow.
And if I'm not mistaken, Pearl Valley Egg is expanding. I think they purchased another farm, an egg farm outside of Foreston.
Maybe that's what I heard
I'm not
about,
mistaken.
that they were gonna go from all the chickens, in there to range free.
Free range chickens. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's language that one is cage-free and one is free range,
Yeah.
There you go, okay.
and you have to be careful about what that means,
Mhm.
because there's two different definitions for that.
But the eggs are the same.
Yeah, and I hate chickens.
Not necessarily.
Don't even
Why?
eat
What's the
chickens.
difference?
They're more healthy.
If they're not graded?
Okay.
Yep,
okay. The next thing I want to talk about, there was a request at our last board meeting for documentation supporting that the township cannot tell its clients where to spend their general assistance vouchers. I'm going to read to you, and I'm going to hand out
Oh, thank
Section 13.09 of our General Assistance Manual, freedom of choice as to vendors with regards to basic maintenance needs. Insofar as practicable, every client is entitled to freedom of choice as to vendors with regard to specific maintenance needs, with basic maintenance needs. However, if the General Assistance Office has an agreement or an arrangement with a vendor to provide certain basic maintenance needs, the General Assistance Office may refuse to issue distributing orders for such items to other vendors. What that means is this. Hand this out. I want you to hand that around, but that's okay.
I was gonna do
I got
that.
it.
A, we can't tell clients where to spend their money. The only way that we have any sort of control over this is that we only have one vendor that handles one thing. Like Save-A-Lot handles food. So if someone comes and says, well, I want my voucher to go to Cubs, we can't do it. We're going to tell them no, because our vendor is Save-A-Lot. They take our vouchers, and Cubs don't. So that's the only.
It's always been like that,
Uh-huh.
hasn't it?
This was
Yeah.
revised in June of 2009. That was almost 4 years prior to my taking office.
Yeah.
So
The freedom of choice is 1308,
1309.
oh, 1309.
Yeah, 1309.
So this was June.
At the bottom.
Way at the bottom, when he
Oh, here it is,
highlighted
here
it.
it is, here it is. Gotcha.
All right. All right. There was another question that was raised our last board meeting of how many people have picked up GA applications, how many applications were not returned, and where are these people gone? To answer these questions, I don't know.
And do we have time to
And
keep track of
and due
those?
to the fact that our staff is significantly smaller than before, and they're working only 37 and a half hours as opposed to 40 hours per week, we cannot afford to commit our time nor township resources to find out. In the end, it's not the responsibility of the township to hunt down people to find out why they did not return applications, nor find out where these people have gone. However, it is the township's mandated responsibility to provide general assistance benefits to those who are eligible. The first step to becoming eligible is successful completion of the application process, then return the application to the township. Please keep in mind that these aren't children, these are adults. And these are adults that are seeking to acquire tax dollars for assistance. The application process helps us to gather the necessary information in order to deem a client eligible for assistance. Statutes dictate that townships cannot deny a person who is eligible for general assistance benefits. But on the other hand, a township cannot force a person to accept general assistance. Okay? The Freeport Township is here to help people to help themselves, enabling people to become self-sufficient, and not disabling for the sake of numbers. That's been our motto. That's been our mission. And we've been successful at it. Okay? So those are the answers that I have to the questions.
Well,
Yes.
evidently, they're not too hard up if they don't return the application. I'm sure if it was me and I needed it and I came and got an application, I probably would fill it out that day right out here in the office. So if they don't return it in a week, that tells me they're not too hard up. And I don't believe we should trace down anyone and beg them to come here and get their money. Never.
Yes, Trustee Martin.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that. My only concern was how many applications went out and how many came back. And a slash mark every time you put out an application is certainly not a lot of work. I'm not saying you should go find them. I'm not saying you should find out where they are, what they're doing, et cetera, et cetera. I just wanted to know how many applications go out and how many come back.
How many go out and how many come back? Okay.
Because the application process is, we do an intake,
Mhm.
we enter that information into the system, so that kind of puts those people at a certain spot.
Mhm.
And whether they come back or not, after 30 days, don't they have to
Mhm.
start the process over
Yeah.
again?
Yes.
Well, you're saying then, Kathy, that we
Yes.
do, you remember that we do keep track of how they go out.
Well, we knew how many each of us had given applications
Yes,
to.
yes.
but-
Well, he's saying that they don't.
Yeah, well, first of all, we don't
In the
have,
system.
no, we don't have everybody involved in getting the application process out. We have our front desk person who gives the applications.
Well, that would be easy then,
Right,
because
so-
it's just one
Oh,
person
Okay.
that could simply keep a slash mark every time she gives
So
an
every time
application.
she gives one
That's
out.
not a lot of bookkeeping.
She takes a slash mark every time and then when
That's
it
one
comes
out.
back,
And then when they come back, it's a whole different story.
okay, but if they don't come back, so she's supposed to remember who don't bring
No,
them back.
no,
that's not
no.
what she's saying.
I don't want names. I don't
So how
want
do-
to know
how
where
do-
they are. I don't want to know
So-
what
so
they're
how-
I just
doing.
want to know how many
I just want to
applications
know
go
how
through
many
the window.
applications go out the door,
Okay,
and then.
How many come back?
How many come back?
okay.
So if you will send out 10 applications in that month, 5 came back, you know that
Yeah,
5
I don't
people
get
did
it.
not bring back their
Yeah,
application.
and we don't have to go
We're not-
look for
we're
them.
not.
We don't,
I did.
yeah,
So
that wasn't
the
my
caseworker
concern.
doesn't call them in and do
No,
an
not if
intake
they
and then
haven't.
issue an app if they're
No,
presumably
No, some
No.
people just
eligible?
come to the window to get them.
they get the application and they
Because,
decide.
because first and foremost, it doesn't matter if Bill Gates come to our window. By law, he has to get an application if he asks for one.
That's
So
right.
we don't have to do any process to get an application. No. When you bring your information back, we go through information. And if you're over income, you're over income. Then we'll tell you at that point in time.
That makes
So
sense.
we have to give the application to anyone who asks for one. But now, if
Then that, oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was thinking. So when the application goes out, are we supposed to write down the person's name?
No, I don't care. I don't care who they are.
Then how do
Because
we-
you'll know when they come back, you'll have a name. So you don't collect names when somebody comes to
Don't
get
you
it.
still enter their name in the system and it's
No,
gonna say
no,
reason?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
No, somebody gets an application,
No.
she gives it to them.
Right. Someone come in.
And they're
That's
not required to put a name or anything?
No.
Okay.
You don't have
Well,
to.
and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but it sounds like there's another issue here too. Because let's say 15 applications went out, only 5 came back, and of the 5, maybe only 4 qualified,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I just like those numbers to know, so that if you tell me that 5 apps came back, I'd want to know, did they all qualify?
Why?
Because I just
I
have
don't
this
get it.
thing about stats, that I need to know how many went out, how many came back, how many
When did we
qualified.
start doing it this
It's
way?
been this way for forever.
Well,
Change, you don't see a caseworker like that.
no.
There's no
I
point to
mean,
it.
4 years ago.
Why
that's a
would
long
you do
time.
that until the person comes back? with
Because
the-
what
with
it
the
does
paperwork?
is-
Why
Well,
waste your
it's not a
time?
debatable
True.
issue.
No, you're
It's
right.
not a
I'm
debatable
just
issue.
Answering her
But I'm going to answer
question.
your question too, because what happens was we have a mountain of paperwork,
It's unbelievable.
mountains of paperwork,
Yeah.
because
For no reason.
for no reason, because a
And
person will
people
come in
lined up with the little
and they'll have their application, and we're talking to them, and they're not eligible, but yet still they're turning in applications. So now you have paperwork mounting up high as can be. And you have the yellow paper, you have the pink paper, you have the green paper. We have all this paper that we
then
had.
You're taking up that caseworker's
Right.
time.
So what we did was this: you come in, I would like to sign up for general assistance. Okay, here's the application process. You don't have to tell us if you have a class that's a class 1 drug felony. We're going to find out anyway. You have to tell us if you're making money on the side. We're going to find out anyway. You have to tell us if you're getting SSI. We're going to find out anyway. So when you get it back, when we get it back, we do our research, we do our homework, and then, and from that point, we call them in for their intake interview.
Okay, so all I'm saying, Mr. Sellers, is the number that go out, the number that come back, and of the number that come back, the ones that don't qualify.
Okay.
And
Are you
that's
gonna
just
do
a
this
slash
on a
mark.
monthly
I'm
basis
still-
or a weekly
Right, I'm
basis
still
or
looking at
what?
this.
Monthly's fine.
But then they don't know for a while, so they may not get that accurate information.
It's okay, because whatever he gets that month,
Okay,
he gets.
but now here's the deal. Here's how it works.
Once he's approved.
So
No.
we hand out 15 applications
Okay,
in week 1. 30 days later, okay, so let's say they get their application on the 5th of January. The application is due back on the 5th of February, okay? What if somebody comes in on the 20th of February and their application is due back to the 20th of March? So we have this crazy overlap here.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to find out the actual
it's
number,
okay.
is what I'm
it
saying.
doesn't matter. It's whatever you do in a month. You know, I don't need to know that they're due back at a certain time. I just need to know the activity.
And you
For
wouldn't
the
know
month.
that because we don't ask a name.
Yeah, we
No.
don't want any name,
We
just
don't
a,
want
just a
names.
number. You know, and it doesn't matter that somebody got one on the 5th and is not due back until the 5th of February, because then it'll show up in February that one came back, if it comes back.
Okay.
I mean, it's a real simple slash mark issue. It's not a big bookkeeping, you know, kind of thing. You know, and
Okay,
if you
so if
want.
Mickey, if on the 1st of January, they start handing out, and all of January, they're handing out applications.
Okay,
So you want to know in February, how many of them came back?
no, I'd want to know if they could keep track of January, so that at our first meeting in February, we'd know how many went out. And then during January, there might have been applications out in December that came back in January.
Okay, you just want to know how many came in the month of January?
Yes,
No matter
exactly.
what?
And if they qualified. You know,
Oh.
it doesn't matter about, you know, it went out this day, it's gonna come back this day. It's pretty clean if you just take what you got without, you know, any other information. No names, just numbers. You know, it just, to me, it just gives me a more visual of what's going on and how it's happening.
Supervisor Sellers,
Yes.
my only comment, and this isn't anything I do, but we're gonna use the example, we're gonna hand out in January.
Excuse me, are you a member of the
I
board?
She just asked me
I
for
just
permission
asked
to speak, and I
Supervisor
said yes.
Sellers. I just made
All
the
right.
statement, this isn't mine,
Yes.
I'm just trying to get my handle on it. We hand out in January, they
Mm-hmm.
get 30 days. You won't get your information until March.
Doesn't matter.
Now, my other question for you Supervisor Sellers
Yes.
is, are these documents, something that a person could come in and take out and copy?
Far as what documents?
Their paperwork, can they make copies of the documents? So you really don't have a good handle, because they could take one document and make 10 copies and hand them out. So those people that are coming into you could be somebody who's just coming in because the other parties are not interested, or maybe don't want their face here. So then we really don't know how many are truly going out.
No, we don't.
It doesn't matter, Cynthia. It doesn't matter. It only matters what they know they do here. You know, we have all kinds of people out there that get benefits that know ways to get around the system.
Right.
Okay, so there's nothing we can do about that until laws change and they're tighter about the way people do that. So I'm not concerned. I'm only concerned about the number that are handed out from this office, the number that come in, and the number of those that qualify that come in, so that I know three things. The number that went out, the number that qualified that month, and the number that came in and did not qualify. Those three pieces of information. Doesn't matter, you know, if they're out there copying the world. Somewhere along the line, if they keep these statistics, they're gonna find out, wow, we got more in than we handed out. How did that happen? You know? Now, I don't think that's gonna happen, but.
And so far.
No. Well, I'm going to do it like this. Board, is that information you guys would want?
Have you ever asked
Is
for
that
it
information
before?
that you guys would want? I'm asking the
Yes.
board.
Yes.
Is that the information you guys would want?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we run a head count like they used to before? As to how many GA, how many pending FFI?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can get
he
the
used-
numbers there.
He's got that. He
You know,
gives
he's
us
got
that.
I
That's
got that.
different that she wants.
Yeah, he gives us that. We have that
Okay.
information.
So what is missing?
Okay, my question then, Mickey, is, okay, so in January, he hands out 15 applications, okay? And all through January. So January 30th, you want to know how many came in January? Whether they were due in 30 days or
That's
whether
right,
they
whether
weren't.
they were handed out in December or whenever.
Well, that's simple then.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to go back and recreate anything. You know, it's just a straight,
Okay, we handed out
Statistic.
15 applications, and on the 30th of January, we only got 5 of them back.
Okay.
That
yeah,
seems
it's,
simple.
yeah. And then of those 5 that came back, maybe only 4 qualified.
Qualified, simple.
Now, hold on now. We're weaseling too much into GA.
Sorry?
We're weaseling too much into GA here, where the board has no control over GA. So we're weaseling too much into GA here. Now I'll get you the numbers of how many applications went out. We can do that.
Yeah.
But how many qualified and all that stuff, I don't know if we're going to be able to swing that one for you guys now, because there's a separation between the board and general assistants. Yeah. Am I correct, Mike?
There isn't a separation, that is correct.
Okay.
And what's the separation?
You have no
What do
control
you-
over GA.
You have no control of GM by state statute. Because the GA rules are set forth by the only Department of Public Aid, and the supervisor is the local representative
Sure,
to operate the.
sure.
So, I mean, you can't tell
But
them, I
just
want
for-
you to do it this
yeah,
way. I want
but
you to
just
do it
for
this way."
transparency's sake,
Yeah.
you know, we're not asking, you know, for any specifics about it. We're just asking for the number.
Yeah, like I said, how many were handed out? I can do that. How many were handed out? How many applications?
Because what you're saying then, Mr. Sellers, that when they come back, the qualification is for either GA or, what's the other term?
Those that are pending.
What's the other term?
What other term?
Or is that the only one you're using?
GA, yeah.
Okay, so they're all GA anyway?
Mhm.
Okay, so,
Okay, well, I'll give you the number of the applications that went out. I can do that, no problem.
Yeah, and how many came back, that's simple.
But she can't ask for how many people are eligible, that's
Oh, yeah.
going beyond. Oh, okay.
yeah, he said,
Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll give you the, how many went out, how many returned them. I don't know, that's big. deal. And how many we have on our caseload?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Well, is that okay with everybody?
That's
Well, you
fine.
already give us the caseload.
Well, he does,
don't
but
worry.
he's just
Don't
incorporating
worry,
this.
we'll do more, because that's what we do. We do more with less. All right? Okay,
I'm good.
good. Here we go. Next order of business is the assessor's report. Assessor.
Today was the last day to file an appeal. As of 1 o'clock, we had 54 appeals for the 2016.
Darn.
The
How many
up or
you
down?
had, Miss?
54.
Up or down?
Well, that's down so far.
Okay,
That's down substantially.
Well, then they can't appeal after today.
Correct,
right.
right. Well, it can be postmarked today.
Right,
We'll see. I mean, it could be double that by the time we're done. It's hard to say, but for the most part, people were understanding what we do and why. And it's, after 36 and a half years, I just keep thinking they'll get a grasp on it. But when they call and they go, I want to complain about my taxes, you immediately have to divert their attention and say, we're here to talk about your assessment. Let's do that. The tax I can't help you with. But anyway, that's where we ended the afternoon at. And at the next meeting, Barb, if you would put on the agenda, I'll be bringing forth the 2017 budget prelim for you to have in hand. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Okay. The next order of business is the trustees report. Trustees.
Okay,
have
just,
anything.
oh.
Did you say you had nothing, Nikki?
No,
Oh,
Okay.
yes. I just went over the staff roster you gave me, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing that. Could you, because this will help me with the budget come spring, could you just list their salaries on there? On the staff roster?
I thought you gave that.
I gave you the salaries.
Did you give me the salaries on
the
there?
last
I
meeting.
didn't think I had the salaries on there.
Gave salaries the last meeting.
we went to our last meeting.
Yeah.
They had the salaries on there.
Yes,
I apologize.
that's okay.
I
If,
just-
if you can't find it, I'll get you another copy of it. Not a big
I will
deal.
let you know.
Okay. Not a
I
big
will
deal.
let you know. Because I went and looked at it again, and maybe I was looking at the wrong copy, because I have all the salary things in one folder, so I might have been looking at the wrong one.
Okay.
I apologize. Thank
That's
you.
all right. Anything else from trustees?
That's it.
Okay. Any, next order of business is public comment. No public comment. Other business coming for the town? None. I will entertain a motion to adjourn until Tuesday, January 3rd, 2017.
So moved.
Motion by Bender, second by Augustine. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Maybe that's
Christmas.
easier to-